Hi everybody, welcome back to the porch. Today we are celebrating the 4th of July. Yes, we're a little bit early, but we're getting ready for it because we are very excited to celebrate it. It represents our freedom. On the porch today, the regular gang is here and each of us will have an idea of how we like to celebrate. If you get the newsletters, you'll know that one of the tips that I'm going to be offering you is how to make your own firecrackers. Well, kind of, because I'm not sure if it's legal or not to make real firecrackers, but I have got a way you can do it without getting in trouble or going to jail. Mine, they're fabric firecrackers, and they're great to use in flower arrangements, which we'll show you in a minute, and other things. To make your fabric firecrackers, you need a few things. You need an assortment of fabric, and I chose colors for the patriotic look. You need some form of measurement. You can either use one of the slide rulers here. I like to use the self-healing mat and a board. I love those things. They are great. You need twine, and this is just a jute twine. You need fabric glue. You need some way of cutting them, and you can cut them by hand or you can use the cutter for the self-healing fabric board. You need to cut your fabric 2 inches by 5 inches, and that should give you a nice sized firecracker. Once you've got your fabric cut out, you cut your jute about 3.5 inches. You do want it a little longer than your firecracker, and you can cut it to fit later on. So now that you have your jute, you take, or your twine, you take a small line of fabric glue at one end of your fabric. Pull your jute kind of tight, you want it straight, and you put it in the glue. Now, one of the fun things you'll get to do is to deal with the glue as it sticks to your hand. You want that to dry just a minute. And you want it at the edge, as close to the edge as you can get. Once it's dried, you very simply take your firework or your fabric and you start to roll it up. And you need to give it a couple of rolls with your fingers, and after that it should kind of roll up all by itself. And just roll it just like this, and you'd like it as tight as you can get it, but you don't have to worry about it being perfectly tight. Okay, now that you have it rolled up, another little line of glue, and keep rolling until you seal the end on the firecracker. Let it dry for just a minute, and then take your scissors and you can trim off any strings or raw ends or anything else. You have a firecracker. You can do these in any color, any style. If you want to do them longer and fatter, go right ahead. To use them, you can either just scatter them along a table runner for decorations. You can use a toothpick, just insert it gently in the end, and you can stick it in a in a cupcake or on a cake, or you can use them to add to a flower arrangement. I've just added a few right here to go with the flower arrangement, and now it'll be a centerpiece for your table. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't worry, I'll have all of the directions on a post on my website. And I'm going to go back to making a few more. I need quite a few for this year. So enjoy yourself with this simple craft, and let's mosey on. Let's go see what everybody else has to offer. Don't forget, Follow us on Facebook. Make sure you're part of the Facebook group. We have this YouTube channel. And be sure to follow all of our sites because you can find some great information on just about anything related to homemaking, homesteading, and a simple life. You've got Kathy at oakhillhomestead.com, Shauna at homegrownselfreliance.com, Annie over at 15acrehomestead.com, and then you've got me. I'm Julie. I'm at thefarmwife.com, and I'm looking forward to visiting with you even more on the porch. Y'all have a happy 4th of July.
Hi guys, I'm Annie with 15 Acre Homestead. I am so excited you're here. I went to the dollar store shopping for this video. I spent less than $20 and I'm about to show you how I make patriotic decorations for my homestead. Stick around. Okay, these are the materials that I bought from the dollar store. I've got these 3 vases. They were $1 a piece. The spray behind it, a tablecloth, this, I guess, star spray thing, a little thing of burlap, a hula hoop, which I'll explain later, 2 bags of foam stars, a big star table decoration. I got this garland that's right here. It's 25 feet long. I got red, blue, and white silk flowers, and I got some streamers. I also have a glue gun and some glue sticks that I borrowed from my sister. And I have, believe it or not, yes, it is a log or a small stick from out in my yard. Let me get all of this together. This all here, by the way, was less than $20. It was $16, I believe, for all of this, and that's including the roll of tape that I had to buy. Let me put it together and I will show you what I do for decorating my homestead to be patriotic. Okay, here's what I did. I took some of those flowers on the stars. I put the stars on bamboo skewers because they're styrofoam. They go right up into the bottom. I left the flowers on the stems that they were and I added them to this vase that was already on the table. Then I took the burlap. I made a long burlap piece for the glass coffee table. On each side, I placed one of the glass jars. I just stuffed some crepe paper down inside of it, as you can see there. Stuck some flowers and stars in. This is the log that I told you I brought from outside. That's the spray that I got. And as you can see, the garland is just kind of laying on the log, just here and there. That's the other spray. So when you come into the house, your view looks like this. And that is one of the ways that I make my homestead patriotic. This whole thing cost me about $4. Out of the things I bought, there's no tape, no glue, no nothing. I can take these out and interchange them. In case you noticed, I did leave it all bundled up right there. And that's because I'm going to cut it off and use it for something else. But this is one really great way. And give you a close-up so you can see pretty well. But this is one great way to just put some patriotic decor into the homestead instead of outside like most people do. All right, so now you got to see Julie's patriotic firecrackers, which would be great in something like this here. You saw my patriotic decor. And now we're gonna see a floral vase done by Kathy, and we're gonna see a patriotic wreath by Shauna. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Check the links. There's a really good project post in there that you'll see of mine on patriotic decor for your homestead. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.
Hi everybody, this is Kathy at Oak Hill Homestead. I'm here today to show you how to make a patriotic bouquet for your table or your deck. We're out here on the deck steps this morning putting this together for you. I have no red flowers in bloom and no blue flowers in bloom on our property, so I actually went and bought a few. but I'm going to use items that I have picked and gathered and foraged and harvested from the various parts of our property to fill out the rest. This one looks a little worse for wear already. I had it in water. It's catnip. Smells delicious, and my cat will enjoy this when I get done. But I'm going to put it in here anyway, even though it's a little droopy, because hopefully it will perk up and come back and straighten up and look good. So some of the things that I did, first of all, I went out in the herb garden, which is basically a few pots and one raised bed, and got some lemon balm and some catnip and cut those down to size, and I'm just going to use those to fill in here. And my flowers are all blowing away in the wind. A little more catnip over here, and I think there was one more lemon balm here. Yes. Okay, strip off the bottom leaves. Lemon balm smells so good, and it's a great filler in bouquets. Put that one in there. And then this is actually some broomweed that I got out of the pasture. It will have little yellow flowers on it in a few more weeks, but for now it's just some nice pretty foliage for the background. I'll get a couple more of those. Doing all of this, having all the real foliage in it, just helps to make it look more real. The fake flowers look more real. This one has some little daisy type flowers on it. And I have a few more of those. That's also from out in the pasture. And by the way, when I was out picking these little daisy flowers, I almost stepped on a snake, which made me decide I had enough of them, and I wasn't going to go looking for any more. Okay, there's another one in there. And one more. Put that one up here in the front. And then I found some yarrow. Yarrow grows wild out in our pasture. I really like this in bouquets, and really it should be whiter than this, but it's a little bit past its prime, so it's on the way to turning brown, but you can still see the little flowers. Sometimes called millefleur, because there are 1,000,000 flowers on each little stem. Each one of those is a little tiny flower of itself. Yarrow leaves are wonderful to dry and to powder and use as like a bloodstop powder. Works quite well, and it has some nice properties for your skin and other uses as well. So I do usually harvest and dry some of that as well every summer. And a little more yarrow. There was quite a bit out there this year. Another thing that I had a lot of out there was milkweed. We have what's called antelope horn milkweed here. Great for the monarch butterflies. I didn't pick any of that because, of course, having the milkweed spores flying all over the place is not that attractive, but it's fun to look at in the pasture. I enjoy that. And I'm just stripping all the leaves off, cutting them down a little bit to size. And this does add a little more white to the bouquet. Or it would be white if it wasn't dry. I found 2 little sprigs of Indian paintbrush, and that's pretty much the end of the harvest season for that. They're just pretty wildflowers that I really liked, and they're more orange than red, but we're going to call them firecracker red here today since this is a red, white, and blue bouquet. Stick those down in there. And then I had a couple more of the little artificial flowers that I had cut off. Put those in various places. And there you have it. We have a red, white, and blue bouquet for your table or your deck. Great way to celebrate the holiday and make some decorations for free, and something that you had on your land. I just stuck it into a blue mason jar that I Always think those make wonderful vases. So thank you for being with us today. There, you can see it a little better. Thank you for visiting today. I hope you'll stop by at oakhillhomestead.com or check us out on Facebook, and I'd love to see you there. So, thank you very much. Have a happy holiday.
Hey guys, it's Shauna. So today I'm making a little dollar store 4th of July wreath. Just went to my local dollar store. I bought one of these foam wreath frames. I wanted a bigger one, but this was the only size that they had, so I'm just gonna run with it. It is normally just green, but I wrapped it with streamers, just so that it doesn't have any of the green coloring showing through in the end product. So I bought I believe it's a 9-foot banner, and I'm going to show you how to do this without a glue gun or anything, because my glue gun is broken. So I thought that this was going to give me plenty to wrap this little frame, but turns out the 9-foot is pretty much exactly what I need for this size of a frame. So I am going to use a little piece of tape here to secure it up at the top, just so it doesn't go anywhere. This would be easier with a glue gun, but sometimes we just gotta roll with the punches, right? So you just wrap this around. This is really the only time-consuming part, but it still only takes a few minutes to make. Sometimes you gotta adjust it a little bit as you go so that it gets the right coverage all the way around. You can also adjust it at the end if you need to. Round and around we go. So I have a little bit left over, but it's not as full as I want it. So I'm going to scoot these together a little closer. And get it as full as we like it. A little bit of adjusting. Almost done. So I also bought some hooks to hang my wreath with, but it doesn't quite fit. So again, we're going to improvise. Got a little twist tie here. Just going to make a little hook out of that, and then I can hang it with the hook on the door. That should work. And just kind of loop it around itself. If I've never mentioned it before, I love the dollar store. Always getting little trinkets and crafts there. So here's the basic wreath form. And I bought some fun little bows. Kind of remind me of fireworks going off. And these little things are kind of cool. So again, since I don't have a hot glue gun, what I'm going to do is push toothpicks in through my little decor items here to help stick them into the wreath frame. And of course it's not working very well right now. Never fails when you're doing a live video, right? Okay, there we go. That one is a little stuck, so it's giving me a little bit of a problem here. Okay, so I might have to mess with this a little bit more. In the meantime, let's do this. So I've also got these foam scatter stars, and they're nice and easy to put toothpicks into. So we're just going to put a few of these on the top. You can play with the design of how you want them. Just kind of like to have alternating colors, like the red, white, and blue, and a different size to kind of throw in there too. We'll push those in a little bit better, but this is kind of the semi-finished project, and this one will go right here also. Then I can put my hook on the door, hang it just like that. There you go, easy $5 dollar store wreath. See you next time.